Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oldies don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. It's just wait and see. You're ahead of the game. Another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. Wait a second, I lost my place. If you want the world to know we won't let hatred grow, put a little love in your heart. Just the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart. 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 Thank you.
Hey, you.
Howdy.
Welcome. Welcome home.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. Thanks for
Great to be here.
doing an instantaneous fill-in. Ireland is east of the mountains. Wilder, I don't know who passed. A grandfather? Grandmother. A grandmother. Somebody. Well, whoever, we offer blessings to the family, and we're really grateful that you could say yes in a heartbeat. So.
Texted me while I was in the midst of another gig last night.
Oh. But you got back to her really quickly.
Well, yeah, but she was in the midst of another gig also.
I see. And I was on the road, somewhere between one place and another, and I thought, well, Ward, maybe Ward will do it. That'd be so cool to have you here. Thank you. Thanks always. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's wonderful to see you. Your faces light up the world just by virtue of being who you are. Just by being who you are, you light up the world in that state of mind that gets you up and out the door and into this place or any place you find yourself with your open heart, your willing spirit, and that in you that only you can bring to the world. You really do make an incredible difference. We welcome you if you're online. We say we welcome you in the warm and loving spirit of unity, and to you, we say we welcome you in the warm and loving spirit of unity. What does that mean? We welcome you in the warm and loving spirit of unity. What does that mean to you? Because somehow it has meant enough to you that you continue to be part of this community and these ideas. You're always welcome here and you belong. That feeling is the feeling we always want to communicate to anyone who comes here for the first time or the however manyth time you have come to be part of this. When unity reaches out in that embrace, as we call it, that global embrace, we say we are at one with all people, all forms of life, all expressions of life, all expressions of faith, that we are one with all of life. And that brings us to one of our greatest teachings, and that is these teachings are not truths just for one person or another, but for us all. These are universal truths that unity teaches, universal truths, true in all times, in all places, under all circumstances, down through history in the present moment, and ongoingly in and through all of life. We are one presence. We are one. We are one in mind, heart, body, and being. We are one with all levels of being and all levels of understanding. And we're fortunate to be in the place we find ourselves, searching and digging and deepening, walking through our own life experiences and what arrives at our own personal doorsteps with ideas that support and sustain us, to be taught that we can change our mind at any time and align with higher awareness, a higher state of understanding. A teaching that says no matter what path you have walked, you're a child of God. You are an innate divine being, born of one presence and one power, as are we all. And wherever you came from or whatever influenced you, we say, these are your learnings and the things that have precipitated your growth, your understanding, your awakening. And in every way we say, whoever, wherever we are, there is but one presence and one power active in our lives. Unity students find themselves exploring all different aspects of spirituality and many different teachings, and we are enriched by all of them. And so we say yes to learning, yes to growing, yes to life, yes to transformation, yes to empowerment, and yes to oneness, that divine state of oneness. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and yours. God the good, omnipotent. Together, there's only one presence and one power active in my life and yours. God the good, omnipotent. If you happen to peruse our website, you will know that it's been down and up and down and up and up and down. In a matter, in a matter of a few hours, on Friday it was alive, the website, and then it was down again. But it may be open again for your perusal. There's a search going on for an appropriate website provider who who might allow us to move forward in a more effective and efficient way. So if you try to get on the website to see what's there and what's going on, you may not find it there. And, and so all I can tell you is, I think I have the current announcements for you, and let me share them with you now. Tuesday, the final class, my final class of Souvenirs of the Holy, from 11 to 12:30 on Tuesday. The 19th, Wednesday, is Drumming Circle. The men's group is meeting on the 22nd at the library, it says. Our potluck is on the 30th, which is the final Sunday of the month. So we have 5 Sundays this month. And, um, and we're engaged in creating a concert opportunity with Jesse Power and Steve Mason. Last year, they worked together to create a concert for us. I believe the date is October 24. It will be a wonderful evening with a lot of music. Tickets will be on the sale for $25 each. You say, too much, too much. Well, it's an evening of wonderful music and it supports them in their work. So if you know somebody, bring them. It's great fun. Jess Powers is a wonderful musician, and you all know Steve Mason. So put it on your calendar, October 24. I don't know what day of the week that is. Great. Yep. Don't know what time.
Linda, and if anybody is feeling compelled to support with some of the marketing, like putting up some flyers or inviting friends, I've got some ideas you need, and I love some support with that.
Great. Leanne has stepped forward to help lead and create. Today is week 2 of Adopt a Bill, and Wilder, do we have the clip, the Adopt a Bill clip? Little Bill, little dancing Bill.
Hi, it is me, Bill. I am a year older. Please adopt me again. Your love means so much to me.
We have created so much at Unity Skakon Valley. In love, our community thrives because you care. You care by giving a little extra each month. You open up your hearts to make sure our music still plays and our lights are on. Please say you will help again this year by signing up to Adopt a Bill.
Is he too cute or what? You want to see him again? Do the first part. Can you run it again?
Hi, it is me, Bill. I am a year older. Please adopt me again. Your love means so much to me.
Oh.
We have created so much at Unity Skakon Valley.
Don't you love it? Little tears. Your love means so much to me. Too sweet. Too sweet. So last week, first week, we generated $991. And we anticipate that much or even a little more than that today. If you weren't here last week, today is your opportunity to participate, and next week will be the last week for adoption. The adoption paperwork is in your bulletin. Here is a list of the items. Bill, because he is 3 years old, is working in crayon instead of indelible marker this year. So when you see the board today, which Jerry's about to show you right now, you will see that we have some full lines, or certainly almost full. So that's what, yay. So that's what you have given, or or the way in which you continued your gift, your previous gift. So a number of people last week continued the giving level that they have already been providing, giving, which is a miracle. Sewer and garbage. And we make a lot of it, may I say. We may be a small crowd, but we make a lot of trash and recycle. You'll see in your bulletin the Zeffy thingamajigger, whatever you call that thing. That, yeah, QR code, thank you so much. That's the efficient terminology rather than the thingamajigger. Um, and you can use Zephy for your giving. And we love it that you visit the table. You are Remarkable Adoption Central, officially open last week. Will be open for the next 2 weeks, this one and one more. When the bell rings, we all cheer. The bells over on the table, when the bell rings, we cheer. We want you to feel like you're parenting something that is essential for the operation of the ministry. So when you choose one of these categories, you are parenting, you are adopting, you're saying, I will participate in the creation of this activity in the ministry. And altogether, we make a significant difference with Adopt-A-Bill. So we've stopped doing all the bake sales and art things and the extra, and made the decision that this was a way we could all participate, take ownership, and Bill became the symbol, if you will, of what matters to us in the ministry. Whether you take on the cost of your bill for a month apart a particular donation amount, it ends up on the board. Some that are smaller, somebody gave toward it, but it's not a complete category yet. If you want to be complete in that, talk to Adoption Central. My friend Diane, who thought she would be here today, couldn't. She said, it's really not about diapers and formula here. For Bill, that the reality of what we're creating is spiritual nourishment and a community filled with love, understanding, and an opportunity for learning and growth. So it's not complicated. We love you, and a reminder that these gifts are in addition to what you give in your normal tithe and love offering on Sunday mornings. So visit the table. Let's hear the bell ring. Let's be excited together about what we create, what we sustain, and what it means to us all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You got a meditation song for us to start with?
Daily
The
Word.
daily word. You know what the daily word is? It's prosperity. How's that coordination? I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Valerie, come read for us, and then we'll do. You could go around. Yeah. Prosperity, prosperity. I know my own will come to me. You remember that? Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, there we go. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are, whatever time it is, whenever you are watching and listening. And yes, today's daily word is prosperity, which is perfect, which is not a surprise. I am prosperous in all ways. To be prosperous may include financial wealth and possessions, but it is so much more. It includes spiritual wealth and health, as well as joy and satisfaction. Today, I focus on the many ways in which I am prosperous, and I realize the many ways in which I am blessed. I experience prosperity through my material comforts, but I also feel prosperous through the amazing functioning of my physical body and my active mind. I am prosperous through the spiritual bond that I have with God and the deep peace it gives me. I am grateful for my prosperity in its many manifestations. I give thanks I am thoroughly blessed and prospered in mind, body, and soul. Then you shall see and be radiant. Your heart shall thrill and rejoice, because the abundance of the sea shall be brought to you. The wealth of the nations shall come to you. Isaiah 65. Prosperity.
Cheering. We are cheering. May I have that? Thanks.
Okay, so I don't walk off with it.
No, so I've got it to reflect on. Okay.
Our thoughts are prayers.
Oh, we like that song. Our thoughts are prayers.
And we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Take a deep breath and let your body know that it's time for a short inner journey. We bring ourselves from the world around us and leave at the doorway of our mind those worries and burdens and ways of thinking and being that disturb the calm peace of our soul. I can choose to leave that worrisome thought at the doorway of my mind and instead choose a deep breath and a moment of letting go. Without force or without fussing, I can settle and visit the world within. We notice the inner spaces of our being. When it's unfamiliar, we might try to understand what that means. But then we realize that we are more than just the external of the body. We are more than the business of the world. That we are more than we're aware of a great deal of the time. Here within are the worlds, within worlds, within worlds, within worlds of peace, of stillness, the worlds of that which is beyond understanding. The peace, we're told, that surpasses all understanding. Here we feel the stirring and the knowing of the living, loving, infinite presence of God. The presence of God in me, through me, as me, is the reality of my being. And the truth of my life. As you breathe, you allow that which is within you to move gently. You feel the spirit as a stirring, a knowing, you feel the movement within you as your strength. A power, an understanding that you are more than body or thought. You are one with the infinite source. Your body is made of pure spirit. Your mind is filled with pure, clear wisdom. There is an inner way of seeing and knowing. Spirit quietly speaks. Guiding you. You are one. With the power and presence of pure love. And in that presence of pure love is that which meets your every need. As you breathe into the presence, feel yourself relax. As you allow the one to inwardly support you. I have what I need. I am one with the power of all good. Spirit guides me. The power of Spirit heals me. The clarity of Spirit fills my mind, and I know and respond to pure divine guidance. The doubts that I hold or the fears that I've held have no power to disturb the calm peace of my soul. For I live and move and have my being in the fullness and the presence of God. The things that have troubled my mind come to rest in the still, quiet presence of that which is always with me, within me, and around me. I breathe, I let go, I let God be God, the one and only truth in my life. And I give thanks. All the pieces fit. Perfect order is established. And all is well. Giving thanks, we pray, and so it is. Amen.
secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. There ain't nothing to it. Any fool can do it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, we might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in open up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Don't let that stand in your way. 'Cause anyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while, we might as well show some style. Come on, give us a smile. Isn't it a lovely ride? Gliding down, sliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Now the thing about time is that time isn't really real. It's just your point of view. How does it feel for you? Einstein said he could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space, a smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Isn't it a lovely ride? Gliding down, sliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. Isn't it a lovely ride? See me sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Thank you.
Yay. Nice, Ward, so nice. Thank you. So, hi. Stuart and Lacey, you are here. You are here, you are here. So who passed? Tell me. My stepfather. Your stepfather. You've had a lot in your life this year. There's a lot going on in your life this year. Know that we are always with you in our thoughts and prayers. And for those who have gone, may they know the bliss of their eternal life and eternal unfolding, for we hold them in the fullness of life, you, your family, and those who have gone. We know it to be true. And we come to the point again where we think, boy, life goes so quickly. Life goes so quickly. Somebody was talking about somebody who was of an age. We just say it that way now. And, in the fullness of life, and then stepped over the edge into the infinite, um, and how extraordinary it is to hold the idea that that's not the end of that one. That is not the end of that one. It is simply that step into the new experience of living in all its fullness, in all its expansiveness. What is it to be infinite? What is it for a moment to know that experience of being infinite? Not because we tripped on some psychedelic, but because there are moments in our lives where we have the opportunity to experience that, and frequently not until that last moment. But what people report over and over is that sense of completion, as in, look, there's more. There's more, that insight at that moment. Look, it's waiting for me. There's more. So blessings to all those whose lives are in transition and all those who remain. These prosperity lessons. I'm back in old material, old historical unity teachings about unity and prosperity. I think I said last week, and it's important to repeat it, that the Fillmores were coming out of that very puritanical time. Mary Baker Eddy certainly talked about the fullness of life. Emma Curtis Hopkins was a teacher of abundance. All of these wonderful early beings who just woke up into spiritual awareness. They literally just they were living their lives, and suddenly something stirred, and they woke up into a whole different way of seeing and being. Dr. Emily Cady, these wonderful, wonderful beings who seemingly it wasn't like they could find it online. It wasn't like it was available at the local bookstore. But there were poets and amazing individuals, thinkers that emerged. It was like the description was a wave of truth broke on the shores of human consciousness. And we were privileged in the United States to be part of an awakening that wasn't reported as widely in Europe, for instance, as it was in the United States. So these great teachers suddenly began to talk about something that nobody had ever talked about. And one of those things was prosperity. And Charles Fillmore said, we were not born to be in poverty. We were not born in the limitation of suffering. We were not born innately born in this restricted, tight lid of possibility, under the tight lid of possibility. We weren't born that way. He said we have other options available to us. What has always been a hard push is when we look at the world, we see so many people who live without any awareness that life could be different than the way it is in our own lives, in our own families, in our own history, but in the world. Why is it that there would be so many people, if we are limitless in nature, who experience this incredible life of limitation, seeming limitation, or poverty, or however we want to label those thoughts and ideas. Why would that be if we're all endowed with the same elements? Why would one be in privilege and one would be in servitude? Why would it be that I can have such goodness in my life and someone else who lives in the same world would have such harshness? And now we insert this teaching that God is good, abundance is everywhere present, the unfolding and unfailing goodness is available to all. We're all made of the same substance. Why would that be? It's not fair. There are so many examples of why that's not fair. And in a teaching like Unity, then, when the Fillmores began to teach about prosperity, certainly their teachings came along in depression, in wartime, in the harshness of life for so many people in the United States, and yet there's Fillmore with a flag saying, you know, it's more than this. It's more than this. You're not a child of indenture. You're not a child of born in servitude. You are more than that. And it still goes on, this sense of seeming injustice around ideas of abundance and ideas of limitation. That feeling of, yeah, but if you're a trillionaire, what about the multi-millions of people whose lives could be changed if you would just share it? Why not? Why not? Why not? And there is no answer for that. The more I've looked, the idea that it's about right of consciousness is really painful to me on some level, that I'm endowed with right of consciousness to know the meaning of abundance and to live in a sense of sufficiency when someone there has never even entertained the possibility that they could rise even a little out of the conditionality of their life. It's not, there's no real answer to that. And living with some sense of guilt about, I have so much and you have none, that doesn't work either. And I never have enough. Or, you know, you've got 10 kids to feed, and I'm a mother with one child, and we look at it in that larger spectrum, and we say, I'm not willing to believe that it's just by right of consciousness that I get the goodies and someone else does not. That God destines or determines that abundance will occur in this life, but not this one. But Mr. Fillmore believed that if if we don't live into that potentiality within us, we collude in holding that level of mind, thought, life that continues to limit on behalf of the whole, that not to accept that we live and move and have our being in this kingdom of the heavens, this kingdom of possibility. Not to live that is to deny that for all. To suppress that and not live into that yourself is not to bring light to a world that needs all the light we can bring and all the possibility we can unleash. That to turn away from living into ideas that demonstrate other possibilities and bringing them into the place where we live and move and have our being and where we work and where we find ourselves. Not to live into our own innate possibility because this is where you and I were born, or because you and I were born in this particular what shall we say, time, place, understanding, evolution of consciousness. Not to live into that, not to tap that, not to learn how to bring that forward, is to hold and suppress that very energy for all. That when one lights up, the world lights up. When 100 light up and see into the idea of infinite possibility, thousands light up as a reflection of the light that you bring to the world. And though you go through hard times and good times and poor times and abundant times, and as the wave is breaking on the shore of your own consciousness and life experience ongoingly, when you learn into things and move deeper into the awareness of this power of possibility at work in your life, the power of abundance at work in your life, you light up the world and lift consciousness, this race consciousness that's like glue in the human mind. You wake up into that race consciousness, that light, that opportunity, not just for you, but for us all. And when we can come to understand the nature of sufficiency, not having a trillion, not having a million, having what we have, but living our lives to the fullest possibility where we find ourselves, and unleashing that energy in our own life experience opens the windows and the doors for others, as the Fillmores did for us, as other great teachers have done for us. That our job, because we don't live in a desert, in a refugee camp with no tents in a desert somewhere far away. That's not the life we were born to. We were born to a life that has given us the opportunity to see from a different perspective, to understand from a different place through our own learning and growth, in a way that when we start to live out of that awareness, lifts the lid for others. You don't live singularly within the isolation of your own consciousness. You are not a singular entity in this life experience, living only in the isolation of your own private mind. Every time you move forward, we all move forward. And to move forward doesn't mean that prosperity means what we might once have thought. I'll be a queen, you be the king, we'll have everything. It is learning the experience of sufficiency in the place we find ourselves to the degree and the level that we're able, and often through extreme and extraordinary challenge. When we discover we don't know the magic of it, that it doesn't seem right or fair or just. You can't stop your growth on behalf of the millions of people who are awakening into their own light, into their own possibility. And so Phil Moore said, this business of prosperity is very important, and even if it's wartime, and even if it's the Depression, and even if we only have a penny in this moment is just enough. But we will not hold that the limitation is only 1 penny. We will hold that you live in an ever-increasing awareness of an abundance that keeps the door opening into your own contact, connection, deeper consciousness, that you live and move and have your being in an abundant universe. And so he said, we're going to teach these principles of prosperity. And we're going to teach that they're real and they're true. And that if you happen to hear it and it comes to you in some way or another, it offers you the possibility of a different way of living and being. And it's not so you can stockpile, he said, hordes of money in the bank. He said, when you live in a state of abundance, you give and you receive in the awareness that you live in perpetual flow. And that when you're down and somebody else is up, that's the next wave of deeper awareness coming to you. And when you think that there's no other door that can open, he said, don't fail in keeping the door open, because you perpetually live in an abundant flow, even when it seems not to be so. One of the great stories that I found a couple of years ago, I guess, was called The Keeper of the Stream. And it was about a man who remembered from his childhood that there used to be a stream that was fed by a spring, a natural spring, but it had dried up. And he decided to find out what happened to that water. Where's the water? Where's my water? And so he went on his own pilgrimage to see where was that stream, to discover where the stream bed was and to follow it, to see where it had a point of origin, and came to what was a rock, a cliff, and you could go no further, but when he investigated, you remember the story, he discovered that's where the stream had been and still was. The spring was still present, but it was blocked by years of being filled with all manner of, leaf and garbage and trash and whatever had blocked it down through time, branches. Made the decision to unblock that channel, unblock the stream, let it flow. And it became his project to work on it, to get it open, to clear the blockage. Only to discover a trickle, and then to discover that it was more than a trickle. and then to discover that the spring knew its own rhythm. All it needed was that the blocks would be removed, the trash that had blocked or natural trash. Once removed, allowed it to flow freely until it opened. The potential was there, the possibility was there, but the block was in place. And when removed, the water flows. So the question is always that we're working with our own blocks. We're working with our own limitations. What are we always working with as human beings? Human beings, not divine beings, human beings. What are we always working with? Our own blocks, our own belief structures, our own sense of how life is or isn't or should be or shouldn't be. What are we always working with except our own inner dynamics and the circumstances of any particular time? Charles Fillmore would never have said that the Depression or the First World War or even the Second World War were to blame for our particular circumstance. Yes, the condition is there, but the reality is much deeper than that. It's our response. Can you live in sufficiency even when you don't have what you used to have or think you should have or think you need? Can you be sufficient in consciousness even when it seems there are limitations on the resource itself? And that's the shift in consciousness that has to take place. I live and move and have my being. Insufficiency is a law, a universal law, a universal truth. Have I caused all these circumstances that are blocking the flow from here and the thing from there and the whatever there? Is it my fault? Is it my fault? Am I to blame? No, we're not to blame. But the way in which we live with the circumstances that arrive at our doorstep is where the situation has the possibility to open into shift. I can live in the awareness, in the realization that I live and move and have my being in sufficiency, divine sufficiency in all ways, without even understanding what that means in terms of resource or bank accounts or whatever the condition happens to be. Can I believe that I live and move and have my being in a state of perpetual infinite sufficiency? Because when I can do that, I'm in the flow even when it seems the flow is blocked. When I can do that, I can be in peace and in harmony with life in a way that keeps the movement of that wave flowing in my mind, in my heart, in my body, in my being. What does it mean to live in sufficiency? One of the Vedic teachers said, to live in affluence isn't about what you have. It's about living in the present moment, in the awareness that you have to keep bringing yourself back into alignment with the place where the flow comes. And the flow is always coming where? Into and through your being and into and through your life. You brought me peaches the other day off your tree. It was like heaven to eat those peaches. For what reason? Because they grew in your yard, and you loved me enough to share your divine resource with me, with it was, I bet it was hard to share. This magical, life-filled peach, way more important than anything else you could have given me that day. Way more a blessing. A woman that I knew in my first ministry long ago told the story because she had lived in times when there was nothing, literally, for people. And she said, I had children. She said, I had 4 children. And there was nothing. This is a true story. She said, there was nothing. I had no money and no food. And she said, I sat down and I meditated. I thought, what an incredible thing to say. What an incredible thing to say. Not I wept, I cried, No, she said, I sat down and meditated. And there was a knock on the door, and the woman from downstairs said, I made biscuits, and I thought you could use them. And she said, it changed my mind about everything. She said, not that there weren't hard times, but it changed, she said, it changed my what? My mind. When Jesus teaches about the kingdom of heaven, these teachings, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. He's talking about consciousness. He's talking about an inner state of consciousness, an inner state of awareness. A man took and planted this mustard seed in a field, and though it was the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grew, it was the largest of garden plants, and it became a tree, and then the birds came and perched in its branches. He said that the smallest ability that you can exercise when it's really tight to move off of that abject fear place or the sense that there is no hope. The smallest little bit. I was with Kay in a doctor's appointment this week, and there was a woman, and she had some sort of companion with her. She was wrapped in one of those hospital blanket things, and the other person left, and I thought, all right, you're in a wheelchair, and where's your person? And there was no person, and all of a sudden, she turned around and she looked at me, and she said, she said, I'm giving up hope. I'm giving up hope. Or I think it's hopeless. And she had already turned toward me. And I said to her, please don't. I mean, what do you say? I don't know her. She's sitting in the middle of a waiting room, and I'm sitting there waiting for Kay to come out of the restroom, and there we are. Please don't give up hope. It's the only thing I could think to say. I have any, no, I don't know, but, and then she followed it up. You think, you think, you think I should not give up hope? I mean, we did the exchange like 3 times. And then somebody came to pick her up. It was a transit kind of thing, and they came to pick her up in her wheelchair. And so by then, she was right kind of, I was sitting here, and she was kind of right there. We had we had a moment. And I said, it's okay. It's okay. And sometimes what we most need to hear, what I most need to hear, is it's okay. She obviously had had a horrible incident with her leg, huge bandage. And she had said, I'm alone. And I thought, man, we could, we could be here for hours. We've just brought up every issue that everybody comes to on some level or another. I didn't say you're not alone. I said, it's okay. And I held her hand, and off they went to the vehicle that would transport her home. And I thought, Spirit gives us so many opportunities to be able to say I had to find it in me to say, don't give up hope. Or maybe I should have said, yeah, that's okay. Well, I could have. I could have given her permission to be exactly where she was in that second. Sometimes I need somebody to say that to me. Sometimes I need somebody to say, you're okay. Not because everything is going to work out perfectly, not because all the pieces are going to fit, not because all my Imagineering work is on my board, not that. It's like, it's okay. Just right now, in this moment, to be present to one instant of agreement with Spirit. Just for an instant, to feel, no, I'm still here. We're still here, we can do it. Don't know how. Don't know what's going to intervene. Don't know what Spirit has in store. Don't know the way the unfolding will take place. Prosperity is knowing that I live in a sufficiency of divine unfolding in every moment that is what I need. Not what I want, not what I imagineered, what I need is present in the place where I am. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all the way through the dough. Yeast. How much did she put in? I don't know. How much do I invest in the knowing that what the world says is true may not be the reality that's true for me, and that I live and move and have my being in a state of infinite sufficiency. And when I'm present to it, I am guided and led to exactly that which is mine to know, to do, or to wait upon. If it's blocked, to wait. And to know. To wait and to know. Adopt-a-bill awaits you at the table. Our offering bags and our ushers await your tithes and love offerings. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. And so it is.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Wonderful to be with you, to hear you,
you.
to love you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to our greeters and to Wilder and to Ellen and to Jerry. Jerry's going to be at the table over here greeting you, ringing the bell, ringing the bell. And please remember the prayer box. Our prayer ministers are always ready to pray with you when you give us your request. We're happy to do that. And it seems like there's somebody else I'm forgetting to thank, but it might have to do with the kitchen, or it might have to do with just you being here. Thank you for your time, for your energy, for your light, for your love, for what you are in the world. God love you. You are a blessing. the lame are walking again. If you have a need, be sure you let us know. Lacey and Stuart, blessings to you and your family always. We miss the team. We miss the little team. We haven't had Nora hugs for a few weeks, so we're ready for that. If you have requests, if there's something you would like me to talk about, sermons, ideas, classes, things, write them down, get them to me. I'm always on the lookout for what wants to be explored with you. So, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Let's make our circle, sing our peace song.